Go ahead.
Hey, Ryan, one more quick one. First of all, on picking a best player ever at every high school in Oklahoma had to be just a huge undertaking. How did you do that?
Continues to be a huge undertaking.
Yeah,
Don't talk like we're done.
And then,
not even close.
And then just follow up with that real quick. If you're picking the best player at every high school in Oklahoma now, when you get to Shawnee, you got to think Tucker Brown. How can they justify that kid getting another year of eligibility?
Coach Brown nominated Tucker for the best player of all time, I think.
Well,
right?
yeah, some guy named Darian Gordon, I believe, went to school there. But to answer your first question, what we did is we sent out ballots featuring every school to a pretty large group of guys who've been around high school football for a long time coaches, and other people who've been around, a long-time writer, Ray Soldan, and took their nominations, and now we're sort of sifting through those and making some calls to other people around and just trying to get as much information as we can before we make those decisions. We don't want to just go off what we know, me being around for the last 20 years paying attention to high school football, and other people even less. So we want to make sure we get the best player in each of these programs. Now at Shawnee, I think Darian Gordon is their all-time best player. But yeah, I mean, Tucker Brown's our best player this year. There's no question about that. And we're going to treat them like we treat everybody else.
Can you talk about that extra year he got? Can you explain that a little bit?
For some of you who may not know, he was a senior last year and blew out his knee early in the season, I believe the third game of the season, and was out of school for a couple years. And he petitioned the OSSAA for an extra year of eligibility, or an extra semester actually. He started going back to school in January. Apparently at Shawnee there's a class that he had to take that he could only take that first semester and wasn't able to make it up. So he would have had to come back to school anyway, at least according to his dad and him. And so he's going to be able to play another semester of football, pick up in the third, I believe the third game of the season. He got injured in the second game, and so he'll be able to play the last 8 games and any playoff games.
And that's the same kid who held up the playoffs 2 seasons ago with a lawsuit over his suspension, right?
Yeah, the continuing saga of Tucker Brown. But I think it's also, I don't think there's any doubt about it that part of it is to get him a better shot at playing in college. I'm not sure he will. He's a little bit undersized, but I guess if you can do it by the rules, why not?